to the final buzzer, and whether that's next game, game 5, 6, 7, another series after this, we just got to keep playing. That's what we're paid to do, and that's who we are as an organization. We want to compete, and we're not going out 4-0.
Sure about that? Thoughts after a lopsided Game 3 loss there from Tyler Hero, a 37-point loss. You'd think effort would be assumed in a potential closeout Game 4. Well, you know what they say about assumption. Trying to avoid the sweep, but the big broom was coming for him. Donovan Mitchell and company, a Cavalanche. Cavs up 12 after that Mobley dunk, then late first quarter. Mitchell to Jared Allen, too easy. Cavs up 22. This thing all but over already. Allen, 10 points, 6 boards in the first. Under a minute in the first. DeAndre Hunter, 15 in the first. What do you say as a coach? You say the series is over. Mid-second quarter, Mobley pulling up, Cavs by 30. 2 minutes later, former Heat member Max Strus to Dean Wade. Then late second quarter, Ty Jerome finds Hunter. Everybody finding buckets at that end. Cavs put together the third largest halftime lead in playoff history. 39 points. Largest in a potential clinching game. In the first half, Cleveland had as many points from beyond the arc as Miami had in total, 33. Final seconds of the third, Ty Jerome. Just getting mean at this point. Cavs roll 138-83. Lopsided, an understatement. Cleveland completes the sweep and now awaits the winner of Bucks-Pacers. It's the largest series-clinching win in NBA history. 55 points between them as Cleveland advances to the East semifinals in emphatic fashion. You could say plenty about Cleveland in this game. They got the job done, but grand statements to be made about Miami as well. And for that, we say hello to CBS Sports NBA analyst Avery Johnson. Coach, see any good movies lately? I don't know what you want to dive into here, because that was something. There's a lot of different historic ways to frame the woes there for Miami. Cleveland gets the job done. You walk away from this onslaught feeling what?
Well, the movie would be Clear and Present Danger because Cleveland was the present danger for the Miami Heat. And when you look at this, Joe, think about this. DeAndre Hunter and Ty Jerome, 2 reserve players for Cleveland, they were better than 3 of the starters for the Miami Heat. When Miami lost Jimmy Butler, and I said it in the pregame when we were on with Tim Dahl and evaluating this game was over before it started. Just too much depth, versatility, even without Darius Garland. The depth and the versatility of this team, too many weapons, too much athleticism, shooting, defense. And again, unfortunately, Tyler Hero goes, 1 for 10 from the field. That was going to be hard to overcome without Jimmy Butler, without Dwayne Wade, without Chris Bosh, without LeBron James, with the big 3. It was going to be too much to overcome for this Miami Heat team.
Certainly so, and that was apparent, but there's a loss, and then there's this. This is the largest home loss in Heat franchise history. That's regular or postseason. There's something about having pride, and we are talking about one of the premier head coaches in the game, highly regarded. Always going to have his team ready, Eric Spoelstra. We'll get to the winners here and we'll push them forward, but a final thought here on the season for the Miami Heat, because your star jettisons, he forces his way out. What does the future look like for Miami? Because this is the type of loss that can linger over an offseason.
Well, they better go try to get Giannis and get a whole bunch of folks to try to, get traded or free agency or whatever. This team is just not good enough. Let's be brutally honest. And they're a play-in team. If this season started next year with this team, they may or may not make the play-in. There's no fear factor anymore with the Miami Heat team because from a talent standpoint, their talent is at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. They don't have an aircraft carrier. Jimmy Butler's gone. They don't have a Dwayne Wade to carry this team. There's no Shaq in the middle of teams that I've coached against. So as good as your coach may be, you're only as good as the team that you can put on the floor. Look at Mike Budenholzer. Mike Budenholzer gets fired from Phoenix, and he's had a good coaching record, but Bradley Beal underperforms. Durant gets hurt, and they don't even make the playoffs. So you got to have players.
Players make the plays, and they're certainly at a talent deficit, and that showed in this 55-point loss to end their season, swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Coach, we sat plenty throughout this season and talked about a Cavs team that felt like they might have been peaking. It looks like they just maintained that level of play throughout the season and now into the playoffs. They got little resistance from Miami in this series, but we pushed them forward to now a series with either Milwaukee or Indy, and that's looking like it's going to be closer to Indy. Cleveland's the full package right now. What impressed you most over this 4-game set?
I'm just so impressed with all of the different levels that they can score the basketball. And then defensively, they just shut Miami down, which that was as expected. But, the way they can get out and play passing lanes, or Okoro coming off the bench, the Hunter, Jerome, they didn't even have Garland tonight, and it really got away. This team got two traditional bigs that are really not three-point shooters to start on the front line. So it's a little bit of old school basketball. And then Donovan Mitchell, they're a superstar of their team that they can give the ball to, especially at the end of shot clocks. The lob game is there, which the Lakers don't really have right now. The lob game, because they're more the under the rim Lakers rather the over the rim Lakers, which Luka's really used to when he was playing with the Mavericks with Lively and Gafford. You got to have those big guys that can play above the rim. So this team has the total package. I think it's going to be smooth sailing for them all the way until the Eastern Conference Finals. They'll get by. Milwaukee's injured right now with Dame. They'll get knocked off in their next game, but when you look at Cleveland, they'll get by Indiana. And in the Eastern Conference Finals, it's going to be a tough matchup, probably against the Boston Celtics.
You just saw it right there. Add up all that they have, and it is the largest point differential in a series in NBA playoff history. Plus 122 do anything for you? Coach, it's going to be harder than that, but not on...